Chapter 25. And he said to me, Enoch, why do you ask me about the fragrance of the tree? And why do you wish to learn the truth? Then I answered him, saying, I wish to know about everything, but especially about his tree. And he answered, saying, This high mountain which you have seen, whose summit is like the throne of God. His throne, where the Holy Great One, the Lord of glory, the eternal King, will sit when he shall come down to visit the earth with goodness. And as for this fragrant tree, no mortal is permitted to touch it until the great judgment, when he shall take vengeance on all and bring everything to its completion forever. It shall then be given to the righteous and holy. Its fruit shall be for food to the elect. It shall be transplanted to the holy place, to the temple of the Lord, the eternal King. Then they shall rejoice and be glad, and enter into the holy place, and its fragrance shall enter into their bones. And they shall live a long life on earth, as your fathers lived. And in their days there will be no sorrow, or pain, or torment, or toil. Then I bless the God of glory, the eternal King, who has prepared such things for the righteous, and has created them and promised to give to them. Chapter 26. And I went from there to the middle of the earth, and I saw a blessed place, in which there were trees with branches alive and blooming on a tree that had been cut down. And there I saw a holy mountain, and underneath the mountain to the east there was a stream, and it flowed towards the south. And I saw towards the east another mountain higher than this, and between them a deep and narrow valley. In it ran a stream underneath the mountain, and to the west of it there was another mountain, lower than the former, and of small elevation, and a dry, deep valley between them. And another deep and dry valley was at the edge of the three mountains. And all the valleys were deep and narrow, being formed from hard rock, and there were no trees planted on them. And I was very amazed at the rocks in the valleys. Then I said, What is the purpose of this blessed land, which is entirely filled with trees? And what is the purpose of this accursed valley between them? Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who was with me, answered and said, This accursed valley is for those who are cursed forever. Here shall all the accursed be gathered together who utter with their lips words against the Lord, not befitting his glory, or say hard things against him. Here shall they be gathered together, and here shall be their place of judgment. In the last days there shall be the spectacle of righteous judgment on them, in the presence of the righteous forever. Here shall the merciful bless the Lord of glory, the eternal King. In the days of judgment they shall bless him for the mercy in that he has shown them. Then I blessed the Lord of glory, and set out his glory, and praised him gloriously. Chapter 28. Then I went towards the east, into the midst of the mountain range in the desert, and I saw a wilderness. And it was solitary, full of trees and plants, and water gushed out from above. Rushing like a torrent which flowed towards the northwest, it caused clouds and dew to fall on every side. Chapter 29. Then I went to another place in the desert, and approached to the east of this mountain range. And there I saw aromatic trees exuding the fragrance of frankincense and myrrh, and the trees also were similar to the almond tree. Chapter 30. Beyond these I went far to the east, and I saw another place, a valley full of water like one that would not run dry. And there was a tree, the color of fragrant trees, was that of a mastic. And on the sides of those valleys I saw fragrant cinnamon. And beyond these I proceeded to the east. Chapter 31. And I saw other mountains, and among them were groves of trees, and there was nectar that flowed from them, which is named Sarara and Galbanum. And beyond these mountains I saw another mountain to the east of the ends of the earth, on which there were aloe trees. And all the trees were full of fruit, being like almond trees. And when it was burned, it smelled sweeter than any fragrant odor. Chapter 32. And after I smelled these fragrant odors, I looked towards the north over the mountains. I saw 7 mountains full of fine nard and fragrant trees of cinnamon and pepper. And then I went over the summits of all these mountains, far towards the east of the earth, and passed over the Red Sea, and went afar from it, and passed over the angel Zatiel. And I came to the garden of righteousness. I saw far beyond those trees more trees, and they were numerous and large. There were 2 trees there, very large, beautiful, glorious, and magnificent. The tree of knowledge, whose holy fruit they ate and acquired great wisdom. That tree is in height like the fir, and its leaves are like those of the carob tree. And its fruit is like the clusters of the grapes, very beautiful, and the fragrance of the tree carries far. Then I said, how beautiful is the tree, and how attractive is its look. Then Raphael the Holy One, the holy angel, who was with me, answered me and said, this is the tree of wisdom, of which your father of old and your mother of old, who were your progenitors, have eaten. And they learned wisdom, and their eyes were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they were driven out of the garden. Chapter 33. And from there I went to the ends of the earth, and I saw there large beasts, and each differed from the other. And I saw birds also differing in appearance, and beauty and voice, the one differing from the other. And to the east of those beasts I saw the ends of the earth, where heaven rests on it, and the doors of heaven open. And I saw how the stars of heaven come out, and I counted the gates from which they came out of, and wrote down all their outlets of each individual star by their number and their names, their courses and their positions, and their times and their months, as Uriel, the holy angel who was with me, showed me. He showed me all things and wrote them down for me. Also their names he wrote for me, and their laws and their functions. Chapter 34. From there I went towards the north to the ends of the earth, and there I saw a great and glorious device at the ends of the whole earth. And here I saw 3 gates of heaven open. Through each of them proceed north winds. When they blow, there is cold, hail, frost, snow, dew, and rain. And out of one gate they blow for good. When they blow, Through the other 2 gates it is for violence and torment on the earth, and they blow with force. Chapter 35. Then I went towards the west to the ends of the earth, and I saw there 3 gates of heaven, open such as I had seen in the east, the same number of gates and the same number of outlets. Chapter 36. And from there I went to the south to the ends of the earth, and saw there 3 open gates of heaven. And from them come dew, rain, and wind. And from there I went to the east to the ends of heaven, and saw here the 3 eastern gates of heaven, open, and small gates above them. Through each of these small gates pass the stars of heaven, and they run their course to the west on the path which is shown to them. And as often as I saw, I blessed always the Lord of glory, and I continued to bless the Lord of glory, who has done great and glorious wonders, who has shown the greatness of his work to the angels and to spirits and to men, that they might praise his work and all his creation, that they might see the power of his might, and praise the great work of his hands, and bless him forever.